My friend Wael, so good to be here talking to you and talking about something that I'm actually very excited about. I think it's always great to find an excuse to go to Paris and visit this beautiful city and, of course, interact with our dear colleagues from France. This is a first time we've been meeting each other on events and talking about dentistry in general, but it's the first time that we are actually lecturing together. And I think that our topics complement each other very well. And I want to ask you, to explain a little bit about what you're going to talk and why you think people should join us in Paris.
Indeed, my dear friend Christian, I mean, it's exciting that we're going to be together. We are friends for so many years, but this is the first time that we come together to talk about something that both of us are very passionate about, which is smile design. And I think the most important thing is that it's going to be an educational experience for everyone, because we are going to talk maybe from different corners, but I think that we're gonna meet in the same spot. And for us, what we have learned over the years is you can't start like jumping into executing a treatment without a proper plan. And you cannot put a plan without having a frame for establishing that plan. So it basically starts with understanding the frame, understanding what you're going to introduce in that frame. And I see that the first part of any treatment plan would be a smile design. Speaking of which, we have seen a lot of introductions, a lot of innovations, a lot of milestones in terms of smile design, and we all know that you are one of the pioneers in terms of introducing the digital smile design. So probably we're going to speak about the history, we're going to speak about the evolution of smile design, and how we can utilize it nowadays in order to capitalize on our treatment plan and then complement so all the team members would understand. From my side, I'll be going through a little bit of the history, a little bit about how we learned, what we are doing nowadays, and how we can execute it in a clinical setting. So basically, I will be more of a clinically oriented approach. I assume also that it's going to be exactly the same for you. So it will create a very nice learning experience for the participant.
Yeah, you've been always an early adopter on technologies, and you've been teaching and lecturing about digital. I'm actually making a movement towards, I would say, my roots as a technician and as a ceramist, and been gathering more and more content on everything you need to know to be a great smile designer, regardless of digital. So I'm making the movement, the contrary movement, not because I don't think digital is important. I think that digital just became the new normal. So my question and my research now is, what do you actually need to know as a human? What are the skills that you need to control and master as a human? The artistry of smile design. I recently posted about 10 things related to smile design that AI and software will not do for you. What are these things? What is the know-how that you need to acquire to be able to leverage the digital tools? What are the hand skills that you need to have still? What are the information that you need to process in your brain, and how you need to see beauty, see the norms, and see what is right and see what is wrong, regardless if you're going to do a handmade procedure or a digital made procedure. You need to know these skills. You need to master this visualization. You need to become an aesthetic analyst, an aesthetic interpreter. And this is what I'm really trying to cover on this course. since, we've been growing our digital lab here, and I became a digital quality controller. So basically what I'm doing is I'm controlling the work of many CAD designers, of many technicians that are finishing these restorations. And that's the reason why. What do I know that is allowing me to quality control the work of the others? And how important it is for a dentist to know these things, to be able to see the work from the lab on a screen, on your hands is the same, and be able to identify what is right and what is wrong, and what do you need to modify to get what you want from your case. Because at the end of the day, placing a case in the mouth and getting beautiful results and having the patient to love it, digital is facilitating a lot of the things and reducing a lot of the issues. But I believe there's still a lot of details that it's not about digital, and you need to be able to feel it, to see it, to shape it, to touch it, to modify it, to interpret it. And if it's not you doing with your hands, you still need to be great, because you need to highlight what is right and what is wrong, and you need to send the information to whoever is going to make the modifications.
I totally agree.
So it's all about this visualization, these human skills that are still necessary, and then the communication with the lab. How do you become, as a dentist and as aesthetic dentist, the high-end aesthetic dentist, how can you quarterback this process, right? I know that this is something that all the best dentists in the world do somehow intuitively, but it's very important for me to rationalize it, to write it down, to document, so you can become even better, and you can identify what makes you great. You can help others become great as well on this topic.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think that this synergy between going back to the roots and at the same time implementing the innovative technologies that we have nowadays is going to be an amazing experience for the participants. And what would be a better place than coming to Paris and enjoying the time with a lot of friends that are going to be there. So I think that it's going to be a unique event. So I'm really looking forward to see you again, and then share the stage with you on this very exciting topic.
Yes, and I actually think that you repeated the sentence going back to the roots of smile design, because you also made a move recently, leaving the academic world and going back to full-time clinical work, right? So this is also going back to your roots, and I know that as an academic professional, you do some clinical work, but it's different than actually making your living 100% from clinical work. And that I know I'm very curious to see your content now from this perspective as a full-time clinician.
Well, it's not going to be long until we see each other. So I think both of us, we extend the invitation to all the colleagues who are interested. And of course, I would like to thank the organizing team behind the scenes who did like a lot of work in order to put it together. So looking forward to see you, Christian. And
yes, you mentioned right. We need to thank our friends, Pascal and Jerome, for putting this together, the whole French Society of Aesthetic Dentistry.
Exactly.
And again, we are bringing, I'm sure, things that are very practical, very realistic, and I dare to say that if you really want to become an even greater aesthetic dentist, this program will definitely help you in a very realistic and practical way.
100%. And when we're talking about not only realistic but practical ways, so everyday clinic, how it's going to be in everyday practice. And that's why I will be bringing also many clinical examples that I think that complement each other. Okay.
And we will be representing both sides of the process, you as a clinician, me as a technician. So it's all about teamwork.
Looking forward to. Well,
fantastic.
See you soon, Christian, and looking forward to meet everyone there.
Yes. See you guys in Paris.
Thank you.